Hello, my name is David Daniel Ball, and these are the headlines for Friday, the 27th of February, 2009. Pacific Brands executive double their pay before mass layoffs. Victoria braces for extreme fire danger. Holocaust-denying bishop apologizes. Hughes fails as Australians struggle on day one. Thank the selectors, that is an experience he will never forget. British house prices in free fall, biggest drop since 1952. Blanchett and Crow to team up for Robin Hood. Chris Brown to plead self-defense. Woman swapped kids for cockatoo and cash. 1 million pensioners could have payments cut. How coffee can prevent skin cancer. Children found naked, bound and gagged at home. No one's job is safe, says the government, and the government is accused of creating panic. Paraglider stuck in tree for 5 hours. $4.5 million worth of amphetamine haul seized. And in comments, pack brands down. What other businesses will Woolies and Coles kill? Woolworths and Coles killed Pacific Brands, and yet the government does nothing to stop their stranglehold. We must act now, according to Alan Jones. And Woolworths to blame for Pacific Brands' collapse. Bonds, King G, Burley, they're all viable brands, so what's to blame for Pacific Brands' catastrophic collapse? Alan Jones points a finger at an uncompetitive retail sector. From Tim Blair, always choose the sister. Muzammil Hassan, the Let's Show the Peaceful Side of Islam TV exec who cut off his wife's head, had prior form as a wife-beater, according to The Guardian's Wahat Ali. Fear by name, the word global kind of suggests that no particular place is safe, but that didn't stop global warming escapee Adam Fear fleeing the United States. Adam Fear recently sold his home, got rid of his car, and pulled his twin 6-year-old girls out of elementary school in Montgomery County. He and his wife packed the family's belongings and moved to New Zealand, a place they'd never visited or seen before, and where they have no family or professional connections. Among the top reasons, global warming. Dial-up. Joe Biden can't remember the website number for recovery.gov. And in update, Obama can't remember who invented the automobile, but thinks they may have been from the United States. Peter's friend, was Peter Garrett a co-spiker or merely a tree stander? Anti-whaling activist Paul Watson has admitted spiking trees in Canada with Peter Garrett standing beside him. Rabid raisin rice pudding ripoff. Organic food gurus Al and Aaron Rosas stand accused of picture piracy. The green duo are alleged to have stolen images of eggplant parmesan, a pork chop, and Nobu cod for use on their site. Bitter biter, bit better. One of the editors hired by Mr. Eric Beecher, campaigner for quality journalism, writes to Tim Blair. Hi, Tim. I know we're not the best of internet mates, but I was hoping that we might be able to put that aside for a few minutes. A blogger who I assume you've had dealings with from time to time, JF Beck, has written a post about me that is quite clearly defamatory by suggesting that I have pedophilic thoughts. This is in addition to a previous post where he makes a similar suggestion. Now, I'm all for political name-calling on the blogosphere, but this has the potential to seriously damage my name, reputation, and career. The word pedophile is about as bad as it gets. I have emailed Beck and asked him to remove the post. I would like, if possible, to avoid having to take the matter further. I'm sure that you can see that these posts cross a line, and perhaps you might have a quick word to Beck for me and encourage him to take the post down. Tim Blair replies, Hi Scott, considering that your site has labeled me a racist prostitute who fucks dogs, I'm probably not the right person to ask about this. I have difficulty finding the line you believe has been crossed. Cheers, Tim. Gibbering Fitzgibbon by Andrew Bolt. Dennis Shanahan says Defence Minister Joel Fitzgibbon is not just floundering, but drowning. Beware the neo-interventionists. Michael Costa coins a perfect label. The way Garrett's department administers the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act provides a perfect rebuttal of Rudd's recent neo-interventionist call for greater government involvement in economic development. A charter of their rights only. He's right, of course. The head of a government-picked committee investigating whether Australia should adopt a charter of rights has taken aim at Victoria's model, dismissing it as legislative window dressing, used to enact a soft left political agenda. Rudd's racism. Why only free tests for city folk who are Aboriginal? Kevin Rudd has taken the fight against Indigenous disadvantage to the cities, promising to free health checks to urban Aborigines to detect disease early, so Ernie Dingo can now get free tests but his white wife can't. Forgiving Obama's flopping, good thing for Barack Obama that he isn't George Bush. He'd have been slaughtered for starting so badly that he's picking a cabinet of tax cheats. But a month since he was sworn in as president, Obama has lost not a fleck of his golden tongue. A rescue that's drowning us. The sacking of 1,850 workers by Pacific Brands this week shows why the Rudd government risks turning a disaster into a catastrophe. Queensland Libs, Nats, looking sunny. It seems voters have worked out that Anna Bligh is treating them like mugs, rushing to an early election before they find out how sour the economy has gone under her. Which tyrant would hate Obama's new pick? Barack Obama has posed as a champion of human rights, a foe of tyrants, and a staunch defender of Israel. But much that Obama says is not matched so far by what he actually does. And so it is here with his not denied slatings of Charlie Chaz Freeman, the former U.S. ambassador to Saudi Arabia, as his gatekeeper to U.S. intelligence. Freeman seems certain to be made chairman of the National Intelligence Council, which is responsible for compiling intelligence from 16 U.S. agencies into national intelligence estimates for the president. Gabriel Schoenveld explains why this would be a terrible mistake. Either way, if those complaining loudest about politicized intelligence have indeed placed a China-coddling Israel basher in charge of drafting the most important analyses prepared for the U.S. government, it is quite a spectacle. The problem is not that Mr. Freeman will shade national intelligence estimates to suit the administration's political views. The far more serious danger that he will steer them to reflect his own outlandish perspectives and prejudices. Look at the link to see what else he's written. Pilger has been pinged. John Pilger does it again, perfectly demonstrating how little he can be trusted. Here is his latest claim, typically alleging dark conspiracies by a democracy. He claims in 1983 the Thatcher government sent the SAS to train the coalition in landmine technology, in a country more seeded with mines than anywhere except Afghanistan. I confirm, Thatcher wrote to opposition leader Neil Kinnock, that there is no British government involvement of any kind in training, equipping, or cooperating with Khmer Rouge forces or those allied to them. The lie was breathtaking. In 1991, the Major government was forced to admit to Parliament that the SAS had been secretly training the coalition. Oliver Cam shows how baseless is Pilger's claim, so baseless that Pilger and his publishers once paid plenty for it, leading Pilger's QC at the time to read out this groveling apology. The defendants now accept that neither plaintiff has ever trained Khmer Rouge or any other guerrillas, and particularly not in mine laying or any other military techniques which would be directed against civilians. Neither plaintiff would ever contemplate any such thing and would refuse to do it if ordered. Let someone else save the planet. I think these Australian National University researchers are trying too hard to find a green commitment that their own survey tells them isn't there. How to praise Bush the Age way. The Age's Philippa Hawker says, I'm wrong. If you were expecting director Oliver Stone to skewer George Bush, you'll be sorely disappointed with W. Boy, do I feel silly. So Stone has instead made a film showing Bush, much as he is, honorable, disciplined, determined, and courteous? Hawker continues, an almost indulgent Stone presents us with the younger Bush as an amiable goof with spurts of resentment who wins the love of a good woman and the presidency but is vulnerable to manipulation. Obama's windy words. AP Facts checks Barack Obama's speech to Congress, subjecting the new president to rare scrutiny.